Talking with Words.
Welcome back to Talking with Words. You're here with Rob,
Adam,
James,
Cameron,
and Ryan.
Look at that. 5 people.
Oh my
and
God.
Sally.
And Sally.
You want to come in here?
Smell something.
Should I rephrase that?
What is that?
Nope.
she smells something.
Did you
in
say
this
you
room.
smell roast beef? When my wife walks
said
in.
it was
Son of a bitch.
Got the meats.
What's going on? Hard Ticket to Hawaii. Your favorite movie? You want to stay? I didn't think so. What the hell was the point
Is
of
it
that
picante?
questioning, by the way?
I wanted him to say pecani.
exactly.
Because it's pecani sauce.
Because that's how we got on it.
argument.
What is that anyway?
Connie sauce?
It's just pecani sauce, but when you think of pecani sauce, you think of...
Salsa.
It's just salsa.
I think
But
of
if
salsa.
you... But, if
But I think
you're-
of pace.
Thank you.
Give him a rope or get him a rope.
Thank
or
you.
Yeah, that's
whatever.
what we were talking
That's
about.
what
Yeah.
we're
You
talking
might
about.
think of it, but you're just like pecani.
I'm
New
like,
York
pecani
City.
sauce.
Get a rope.
Objection. Badgering the witness.
And
Yeah,
I'm like, what do you mean
100%.
pecani sauce? Like, pecani sauce.
What do you
Like,
think?
What kind of
What do you
pecani
think?
sauce? I'm
What do you think? Wrong answer, bitch.
I'm like, well, what kind of pecani sauce there is? I'm like,
There's a lot more context to that conversation.
and I
No, but hey,
You'll hear it one of these
I
days.
feel you though, Clinton Atkins.
We're one that...
Got them rodeo motherfuckers down there.
Y'all had the Bobo brothers, though, dude.
Damn right.
What the fuck?
Those damn
These aren't
Bobo
real
brothers.
people.
Dude, Terrence Bobo was
Dude.
a bad motherfucker, dude.
So fast. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Would that be a brown starver? All right, what were we doing again?
I don't know, rewind that a little bit.
Oh, shit.
Check.
Okay.
Check.
We literally made it through the introductions. No movie intro at all.
I don't know. I'm going to have to go back. I got to... Okay. Rewind. All right. Sorry about that, everybody. Enjoy the roast beef and picante jokes. What are we watching again? A Hard Ticket to Hawaii. Has anyone seen it all the way through? Adam, have you seen it?
I've seen it. This one gets jumbled up with a lot of Andy Sedaris movies. They're all kind of similar.
Just the same basic plot
Yep. TNA. And guns.
I support it.
from Hawaii. If you haven't heard of this movie, it's described as, in Hawaii, an undercover DEA agent and her civilian friends stumble upon a drug trafficking operation and have to enlist the help of all their colleagues/friends to go after the vicious drug kingpin. It stars no one you would know. Well, maybe Ron Moss. Maybe Donna Spear. I don't know. What did you guys jerk off to when you were young? Minus James. Oh, wait. Do you know Ron Moss?
I do not.
Okay. Well, there you go. Anything, Adam, you want to throw in before we go watch this thing?
Do you want to go Parents
We should
Guide?
probably do the Parents Guide.
All right, Parents Guide. Sex and nudity, moderate. Violence and gore, moderate. Profanity, moderate. Alcohol, drugs, and smoking, mild. Frightening and intense scenes, mild.
What's after moderate? Extreme?
Severe.
Severe?
Yeah, severe.
I was gonna say heavy.
There's a lot.
Very heavy.
That was a lot of middle of the road ratings. I can't wait to see this blend.
Which, they blow people up with bazookas in this movie. I like that the violence and gore is moderate.
I'm gonna have to see this before I judge.
Who sets the ratings on the Parents Guide, by the way?
That's a great question.
People.
Is it
Probably
is
the
it-
parents.
Is it moderated?
The Motion Picture Association of America?
No,
Not on that part, right?
not on IMDb.
Maybe.
I think it's
Based
all
on
user
IMDb
contributed.
user votes.
Yeah.
Really?
Did you mention when this came out?
I did not.
Okay, so just so everybody knows, this is a 1987 film.
I was barely born.
Same.
I was 7.
You beat him to it. All right. Let's watch this Becunton thing. Hard Ticket to Hawaii. What do you guys think?
Yay.
That's about what I figured.
Wonderful film.
I don't know what it was about. There
Was
a
it about
snake,
anything?
and there were a lot of boobies.
A lot of breasticles. Very distracting.
There's a lot of plot points, but I can't.
None of them fit together.
None of them.
I mean, there were so many nipples, and the girls took their shirts off too.
It's like a child's 36-piece puzzle that still doesn't go together.
2 puzzles mixed together, or
Yeah.
maybe 6.
Yeah, it's not complex, but it still doesn't
is.
make shit for sense.
It was like Magnum PI meets Charlie's Angels meets 80s porn meets Miami Vice meets
Tax write-off.
Snakes on a Plane.
Yeah.
And racist jokes.
Oh, man.
He's funny.
Yeah. A little bit of that.
He's crazy, but he calls the shots. What was the ladies' jobs? One was a civilian.
One was a DEA agent.
One was in witness protection.
That's right. So what was the guy's jobs?
They were agents.
There was backstory on these
They
characters?
said it in the beginning.
Did we watch the same movie?
Because Ryan even said, I want to be put in that witness protection program.
Yeah, in the description it says in Hawaii. Again, I think we went over this in the intro, but none of this is like what we watched. But it said an undercover DEA agent and her civilian friends stumble upon a drug trafficking operation and have to enlist the help of their colleagues and friends.
I didn't see any drugs.
I was distracted.
Just
by
diamonds.
The tits from the first scene, so I didn't.
Yeah, they started hot.
And I was distracted by the nunchucks and throwing stars.
Rowdy.
And the tiny helicopter.
The tiny helicopter.
With diamonds in it.
First drone ever.
Yeah, there were diamonds. I didn't see any drugs.
Oh my God, drones must.
No.
Were drones financed by drug operations? Is that what happened?
It all comes together.
Well, porn created VHS. So
Drugs created drones.
Drugs created drones. It's all making sense to me now.
It was the CIA.
Go.
I don't even know what to talk about except some of the amazing lines. Just to start, the first one I have is, "I'm going to have you stripped and feed to the fish." Is that what he said?
I think so.
Likely. There was some really bad writing in this.
If you go down on her, you'll be kissing the back of my head because I'll be there first.
And he goes, "You get it?"
You know what I mean?
I'm just weirded out by the fact that he was imagining it.
And when she went to have dinner, "You practically raped me last night." Relax. That was last night. It's today
new day.
now.
While he's staring at the waitress's tits. Yes.
What a difference 2 decades makes.
There was the other one making fun of one of the girls. If brains were bird shit, you'd be a clean cage.
Oh. Good God.
You know, I'm embarrassed. I had to think.
That was a
about
clever
that
one.
Yeah, no one says that. That's so convoluted to say it like that.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd go clever.
It had to be scripted, or no one would say that.
Just stick to a simple "fuck you," man. Finish your job.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's easier.
I would go out on a limb here and say that the script approval was pretty rapid.
No one actually read it.
Without
This
jumping
is actually a
ahead,
first draft.
Well, the director was the writer as well.
without jumping ahead too far, I just want to acknowledge the fact that when in the early part of the movie, when they're loading up cargo, there's a snake that gets loaded because it's a snake supposed to be going wherever, and then
To the animal
fairly
preserve.
quickly we realize that, oh no, not that snake, it was the other snake we had that was supposed to go.
That snake you sent out was contaminated with something.
Contaminated
Never-
rats or something like that.
Never found out what that was.
No.
I never understood what made this other snake so evil or so special.
Well, you saw it.
He was on a plane.
It was a snake on a plane,
It was.
and then on a beach,
It was the first snake
And
on
then
a plane,
in a
as far
toilet.
as I know.
and then a shitter. septic system.
And it had access to the Hawaiian sewer system, which links all the islands.
I was a little impressed with the
And
snake's
toilets.
ability to explode a toilet.
It blew up a toilet, and it got longer at will.
That's what she said.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The fact that septic tank got kind of unlatched or the lid popped off in like the second scene, and we had to wait the whole time for the snake to crawl in it just to be in the shitter at the end of the movie.
Yeah, that one guy stumbled over it. Oh, Like, we'll bring back that one little thing. Don't worry about any other fucking plot points of this movie, but that shitter pipe, we're going to bring that back.
There was one other line. This is in the quotes section of IMDb, so thank you. Confucius say, men with deadly hands must be very careful while slapping on aftershave.
Oh, yes. And then he smacks himself in the face. And
We were introduced to those characters.
after they had clearly just had intimate sex.
Very intimate.
And not to mention the rocket launchers.
Yes.
You know, any good 80s movies have a good 80s action sequence. You're going to find henchmen with Uzis and heroes with rocket launchers. And this one definitely delivered. There's a scene in this film. And by the way, as we're talking, we would love to talk chronologically, but there's no fucking way we can do that because this movie is all over the place. So we are all over the place. There's one scene that I would like to deliberate on is when the two gentlemen get off their plane, they get in their Jeep, they're driving into town to make contact with their DEA agent, femme fatales, and there's this wackadoo skateboard guy just doing a handstand on a skateboard coming down the street, and it's
At least he had a unique identity.
yeah. I mean, he's wackadoo skateboard handstand guy. Yeah, for
Not-
sure.
I mean, I got very confused by the number of blondes in the movie and
Yeah.
the number of tan dudes in white pants.
Yeah. Unless
Everyone had cream jeans on for sure.
They're creamed. They're creamed.
a lot of loafers and flip flops. But anyway, this guy doing a handstand on a skateboard. I implore you listeners to watch the trailer because I believe some of this is in there. But the guy ends up coming back, and it I don't know if it's reshoots or whatever, but it looks like the same stretch of roads, same everything. But the guy ends up with a blow up doll and like a single shot shotgun. And he shoots through the windshield, somehow hits the guy in the chest and blows out a tire. I don't know.
The back tire.
Yeah.
I respect the guy for using the blow up doll as a distraction.
As a distraction.
to
I mean,
avoid getting shot.
yeah.
But when the rocket launcher comes out and
Yeah.
he shoots the dude, and then just to be safe, he shoots the
Yes.
blow up doll.
Yeah. Yeah. So they in retaliation for getting shot with a shotgun, they pull out this 4-chambered commando style PVC
That's
pipe.
what I kept thinking of, Commando.
Yeah, PVC pipe is the worst looking gun ever. Rocket launcher to shoot at this human on a fucking skateboard.
So, somebody called it out. They said it looked like 4 potato launchers.
It looked like a tater gun
Put together,
that's for
yeah.
sure.
A t-shirt gun.
And not only do they shoot this human, they decide to go ahead and shoot the blow up doll as well.
And they hit him with a Jeep, and he flies 100 feet in the air with his sex doll, and then they are destroyed. And then they just like go on with their day, like
Just another day.
So imagine great James Cameron style filmmaking. Yeah, no, not that. Not that at all.
Continuity
Not that at all.
goose.
And then walk away
and
from
then
it.
just throw it on Skinamax.
Yeah, dial that back about
Continuity goose
700
say
clicks.
The bazooka damage varies wildly in this movie.
Yeah, the explosions got smaller throughout the film.
Yeah, if you've
And
ever
then the
seen,
helicopter disappears at the same time.
He shot the snake at the end.
And
If
it
you-
was just-
And it was just like popped its head
rocket
off.
launcher dude.
if you've ever seen a rocket launcher do maximum damage and also the same amount of damage as a 12 gauge shotgun,
Now,
this is the film for you.
now remember, this was an 80s movie, right? Like we looked it up, it was 87.
yeah.
And remember, this is the time of VHS rentals just getting off the ground. If you recorded any content, put it on VHS, and landed on a shelf, somebody was going to rent it because you just would. You ran out of movies, and there's the rest of what's there.
And he had Playmates on the cover.
Yeah, as long as you've got a good cover, you're good to go. Because
And that's what happened. I mean, probably a ton of people watched it, and it had a sequel.
2.
Yeah,
Jesus.
there's a
it was
couple.
a trilogy.
Well, and Andy Sedaris as a director has a lot of these films, and this one was, I think, what would we say, 87?
Yeah.
I think his first ones were late 70s, early 80s, but he did movies all the way up until like 98. and they are all very similar to this. They're just action, easy peasy in that.
He's working the formula.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you mentioned Skinamax, Rob.
Yeah,
It's that like Skinamax, but action. They did not lean into sci-fi. They didn't lean into anything crazy, and they actually did not lean into super comedy like a Police Academy or any of those films. These are like a thing of their own, and they're super fun. But I highly recommend like watching more of them, and you know.
We're just gonna have to not tell Cameron what we're watching.
I'll take that recommendation very loosely. But there's two things that set up this film from the get-go. The tits from the start. And
2 minutes in.
And then you get into the credits.
Oh.
And all of the actors and actresses and producers, all the credits are essentially glued and stapled on shipping boxes, shipping containers at some warehouse. Going through 5 minutes of this warehouse scene, pallets and boxes and shipping containers, every single one turns and there's a new name, just stapled, some glued, some
Don't forget the clipboard.
Clipboard on. I mean, that sets the stage for the entire film. Tits and card, just regular paperboard on boxes,
just glued, taped to a box.
And every 5 minutes in this movie. Every subsequent 5 minutes, they let you know this is filmed in Hawaii somehow. It's Honolulu signs.
It was all at the Molokai Malachi something resort.
Yeah, and every single time someone
they
pulled
filmed it
up,
on there, and I'm gonna assume they put their hotel or their resort in the movie.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah,
advertising.
Yeah,
I think everyone got a tax write-off for doing the movie in Hawaii.
That's where they filmed the pool and jacuzzi scenes,
and they were amazing.
Lieutenant Dangle went over to open the case that they found from the. And yeah, this is going to sound made up. It's not. This small case that they found from a remote control helicopter after throwing a ninja star into a man's chest. It looked like it went in his neck, and then it was his chest. But they needed to relax in order to look through the evidence. And that involved getting topless in the jacuzzi and opening it and dumping diamonds out into your hand in a jacuzzi.
Yeah.
So if you lost one...
Well, but it was totally non-sexual. They were just talking.
They were.
And they were also naked.
It's forensically sound. I mean, they did their research. They took care of business, and they immediately placed these highly regarded and sought-after diamonds into a very secure location, a.k.a. the freezer.
Yes.
In their apartment.
No one will think to look there.
No.
That's where I keep my soy sauce.
Ice and ice,
Yeah. And when the thugs came, that's the first place they looked.
After taking him out into the shed.
They saw the same movie we did.
And there was a lot of nunchucks in this movie. It was fucking rad.
Yeah, there were a lot of nunchucks.
Well, did we actually see her use them?
Well, we didn't.
That
We didn't.
last guy to death with them.
Here's the deal.
And the first scene, she instead of using them in like they're supposed to be used,
just
she
threw them.
threw the whole. She threw them and
Like a bolo.
Hit the skateboarder in the face.
yeah.
Some would say that's like just throwing a rock at someone, but I think there might have been some skill there.
If you throw anything hard enough, it's a weapon.
That's right.
It's tough to
Don't get me
keep them
started.
together when you throw them.
That's right. But you have to have the chain that links the chucks to sit in your pouch belt.
Yeah. Your bat hook.
Yeah.
The one thing they did that we noted that they actually did right was they checked the gas on the plane.
Yeah.
Adam brought that up, I think.
Yeah, they got in their Cessna plane, and the girl actually checked the gas and checked it for viscosity or whatever, and threw it on the ground, and it's like, wow, this.
That just tells me that one of the producers had a plane or was a pilot.
I wonder if that chick was a pilot.
I think
'cause she was behind
the female
Could have been.
I would love to know her name.
It's Donna.
Dangle.
Donna, thank you, Donna Dangle. There you go. Yeah, she piloted the plane with multiple people in it on camera, and then also in the ladder scenes when they're in that little the glider,
yeah.
or whatever.
The glider was built-in sex wing.
She was piloting that as well, so she was probably the only one on set that was an actual pilot, and happened to be star of the film and happened to be topless half the time.
use that Playboy money for flight lessons.
Yeah,
pilot lessons.
I really do want to find out if Officer Dangle's character was based on their costumes.
Boy, that's
I
close.
mean, it's so close.
So close.
Booty shorts, white cowboy boots.
The vest, the boots, everything. Like, it was very Officer
Tits.
Dangle.
I mean,
Yeah, the cleavage, everything.
And again, I'm going to reiterate what Adam said.
Oh, shit.
We're jumping all over this movie because we don't know where the timeline lands. I just watched it and I don't remember where this was in the movie. But they had to make a call and they went to the nearest payphone, which was a sumo wrestling lounge, apparently. It's like, here's a dime, make a call. I'll distract them. And then she goes up and talks Spanish to the sumo wrestlers.
Which makes no sense.
None of that made any sense.
Well, then it was followed up by the cross-dresser who was using Radio Shack equipment to listen in on the phone somehow.
That was a hell of a cross-dresser job.
Yeah, well,
I didn't pick up on it immediately. It wasn't until he started talking. She started talking. It's like, that's a man, baby. Because the makeup job was good.
That's a man.
I personally, my favorite thug of the film was Earring. He's a character known as Earring. He was the fat, I would say overweight Asian fellow who you always see in scenes either holding gun or holding rope.
Or arms crossed.
Arms crossed. He was the guy that had the little like 410 double barrel, that kind of thing. His name is Glenn Chin.
Is he from Hawaii? Because I definitely got a strong vibe that he was from there.
He was from San Francisco, California, USA.
Same thing.
He was known for several films, but he actually tragically passed away in 2018. He's no longer with us, but I would like to say, like, maybe I have not seen your best movies, but this one, you were memorable, brother.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Not going to forget that. Ninja Star to the face, chest.
Yep.
You okay?
Maybe.
You need to see a vet about that.
We also had, for some reason, Jimmy John Jackson
Oh, Lord.
John.
in this movie,
Had
who
nothing to do with this movie, by the way.
gave the best interview of all time.
Yeah.
That's problematic.
Nope. Yep.
Tell us about it, Adam.
So there's a lot of problematic things from the 80s and 90s.
A black guy said it, though, so it's okay.
Yes, a gentleman of African American persuasion definitely said some things that were quite elegant, I guess you would call it. Watch for yourself.
We were a lot closer to the Blazing Saddles years.
Yeah. So the
Where
80s
such
were
things were possible.
the 80s were a different time. Do yourself a favor. Watch that scene.
Look up the football interview, Hard Ticket to Hawaii, and because none of us are going to say that.
Yeah, there's some words in there that don't need to be repeated, but I can't say I didn't laugh a little bit like during some of that.
It was pretty good. It was so unexpected.
It's a timepiece, like literally, it's a timepiece, and you're just like, when that happened, all five of us were like, what?
We've
Whoa!
never watched it.
Whoa, there's the 80s. That's coming back
We
at
couldn't
you.
hear what the other guy said.
Well,
we're laughing too
I mean,
hard.
speaking of the 80s, segue over to the theme song,
Oh yes,
While the Plane's Flying.
Oh, beautiful scenery and a awesome song.
I like the question mark in
I
your
heard the
voice.
inflection.
What was it like? Hawaii. Yeah, what was that?
It was like Hard On in Hawaii or something like that.
It was like the Three's Company intro. Come and knock on my door.
Hard ticket to
Hard
paradise.
On in Hawaii.
There's a part of me that thinks that theme song was written before the movie was, and they were like, yeah, we're going to do that.
That guy gave him like half of the gas for the vehicles they used, and they're like, fuck, all right, put Bill's dumbass song in there, I guess. I want it all in. All of it. All right.
What'd you guys say? It was a mix of, I think I said Peter Cetera. Someone said something else.
Rob, what'd you say? Like Korean?
Korean 18.
Yeah, no, it was Korean Phil Collins.
That's what it was.
That's what it sounded like.
Yeah.
If you don't believe me, you just heard it a little while ago at the intro of this podcast. Go back and listen to it.
Was it the hard drum hits?
It was the way he was singing. It was just, I can't explain it. We're going to have to listen to it again.
It was the beauty of his voice.
I felt like watching Tarzan
Yes.
because of that song.
I hope there's a soundtrack on iTunes.
Well, do you remember?
Please let there be a soundtrack on iTunes.
Do you remember the helicopter scenes in Jurassic Park when they're like flying around Isla Nublar or whatever?
Yeah.
And they had the airplane like flying around. I got Jurassic Park vibes.
Same, I did too.
They used the same cavern, mountain,
Maybe,
waterfall.
but completely and utterly different music.
I thought it was interesting
Right?
that all the shots were with an airplane, but clearly, if they were filming it, the filming happened in a helicopter,
Look at you.
right?
Yeah.
Sounds expensive.
Because the plane moves across. And
Sounds
the
like a man
shot
that's
stays
had
still.
many years on this planet that would know the difference.
TC, get us out of here.
How about that snake?
I
snake
still
jazz.
don't know why the snake is in this film. I
Yeah.
still don't know what these drug agents are trying to find.
They needed more time for the movie to be a feature. So they're like, let's do this B-roll shit. And this Bill made a hand puppet into a snake for us out of his daughter's school project.
Basically, yeah.
And we're going to use that.
I will say if they used they either used one of two things for a lot of close-up shots and a lot of like quick cuts in production. They either used a dead snake or a puppet or a mixture of the two, because there were some like really quick cuts and it just looked like a hand in a snake.
I find it hard to believe that even back
And
in '87, they're like, "That looks good."
And
That looks great.
that's why I think that in '87, to Cameron's point, they probably had a dead snake that they stuck their hand in and were like,
Well, I have an idea that the reason the snake was there was all about marketing and money, because you could sell this movie two different ways. You could sell it as a snake movie with a snake cover art
and boobs.
and boobs, and then you could sell it again as a drug detective movie and boobs.
Yeah.
So you're thinking they
So-
were looking at like
So,
monster feature?
Yeah, they probably packaged this movie with multiple covers, each catering to one thing that they had in it, and got, double, triple the sales that they would have seen in rentals and
At least
otherwise.
35 for sure.
Yeah, I mean, that was the market at the time.
Well, I was gonna say like Jaws was what 77. Alligator was 80. This is 87.
Piranha.
When the hell was Piranha? Like I don't know when that one was, but I don't know. Like monster feature, I give you that. Possibly.
market it any
It
way
was
you
weak.
want. Market it multiple ways and get more money.
Yeah.
There's no way the girth and thickness of that snake is fitting up through a normal size toilet hole.
Oh, they can squeeze in the hole.
Okay, so to
snake
Cameron's point, hang on.
undulate.
Hang on. There's
that thing was,
so
that was girthy.
dude,
You'd
you
be
have
surprised.
giant forearms. Yeah, that was a meaty. Yeah, you have meaty forearms. That was a big boa. So if you
Go
have,
reach in my toilet.
yeah, right now, Cameron, go reach in the toilet. But you're gonna
Let's
have
test this.
You're gonna have to get. You're gonna have to move Taylor though.
Yeah. He is still in there.
But the thing is if you haven't seen this movie, spoilers. Who gives a fuck? There is a scene where a girl goes to flush the toilet, and all of a sudden it explodes with boa constrictor awesomeness, and it is about the size of Cameron's forearm. So I agree with you. How the hell can that thing get in there?
And then she shoots it twice in the mouth.
Sure does.
Doesn't even flinch.
Yeah. Only a rocket launcher.
And that was what I was going to say. Yeah,
It was
James.
foretold
Thank you, James.
that
How
no
how
single gun would kill this creature?
yes? How did they kill the vicious crazy snake?
That was contaminated by
Freaking rocket launcher.
Speaking of, Chris, will you go check on
The
Taylor?
only way to go out in an 80s
bud.
movie is by rocket launcher.
Yeah. The rocket launcher was just,
Yeah.
it was like the ibuprofen to
Wait.
all of our problems.
Now, what were you guys criticizing
80s?
about it didn't look like a rocket launcher? What
It looked like a potato gun.
Looks like potato gun.
I mean, I actually have no idea what an actual rocket launcher looks like, other than maybe like a bazooka. So, was this a total fabrication.
It looked fabricated.
You know have you ever seen Commando?
Commando.
Like the cover has him holding that. It's like a square, and it's got little.
The box 4.
Rocket.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they look like.
That's what it would look like.
Yeah.
That was like a unique situation, but you also have RPGs that look like the traditional Rambo rocket launcher, right? That's a singular thing. This looks spray painted.
Yeah.
And all the rockets were blue foam for some reason.
Yeah. I will give continuity, and I don't know if you guys watched close enough, but like for continuity's sake, every time they shot,
They had an
like
empty tube.
it was
that
a
went through.
fucking
Yeah.
empty tube, and then like at the very end, it was like one left, and I was
Yep.
like, all right, cool, all right. At least they're
of all the
rocking
movies to
They paid
respect
attention.
shot integrity.
of all the
Well,
Ryan,
except for
Ryan and I will watch that.
when they
Yeah.
rescued the chick, he shot one rocket, and then when he came out, there were no rockets in it, and then she shut down the helicopter. I did see that part.
And then she did fire. So that pistol she shot the snake with, that little 22
Yeah.
at the pop-up barrel,
Yep.
only holds one bullet, and she fired twice. That
Mine
bothered me.
holds 6. I got the same gun.
It's no John
It's got a
Wick.
magazine. That's how you chamber it.
That little tiny
that,
pea
that
shooter?
little pop up, that little barrel pop up, 22.
Yep.
Was that 22?
Yeah.
Okay,
Really?
Prove it.
it's an assassin's weapon.
It's downstairs, I think.
Huh.
well,
It's under your pillow.
Because like the
By my
couple,
snake.
the couple I've actually seen are just like one shot, or if they're dual barrel, it's 2 shot.
I've got the Ruger P22. It's got a magazine and the top loader.
Interesting.
Learn something new every day.
you really do. Do you have a potato gun that's 4-cylinder with rockets?
I'm going to make one.
You'll say not yet.
We are in Arkansas.
Get
so,
back to us on Sunday.
this
Don't
can
shoot
happen.
it in
Yeah,
Clinton in city limits, whatever
Yeah.
you do.
Whoopsie daisy.
Sorry, guys.
No, you can shoot. You can shoot a potato. You can't
Guns are
explode
okay.
the potato.
Guns are okay.
Guns are fine.
Yeah.
No explosives.
No tannerite?
Yeah, we learned that the hard way.
Yeah, they weren't real happy about that one.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Well, that's this movie. What else?
I mean, yeah, that's it. Tits and bazookas.
Ticks and tacticals.
There's a lot of gratuitous nudity in this.
Only half the nudity was sexual, though.
I agree.
The rest of it
yeah,
was just random tits.
Yeah, it was just out there.
Those guys
I
had
got a
their
shower.
shirts off every chance they could get.
And their banana hammocks on.
Yeah, a lot of antics.
uses-
Good usage of random 80s like henchman / like bad guy on a yacht.
Shades.
You know, I'd give him those. Like,
Yeah, he was in like 2 scenes.
yeah,
That's it.
he was well lit in one of those. It was kind of cool. There was the 80s Russian looking dude with like scar on face kind of thing. Like if you're into that was a part of it.
Oh, I forgot about the
He looked
two
like
cops in the
Wish.com
beginning.
Dolph Lundgren.
He
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
He did.
The 2 cops in the beginning going up to the mansion or the weed crop, and both of them getting ensnared in one snare,
Yeah.
I got shot in the dick.
and then
Yeah, I think they
Shades
both
shot
got
him
shot in the dick. There was the Frisbee guy that took razor blade Frisbee.
Shades. Old
Yeah,
old
that was
Shades.
him. He was the guy. And he was the best goddamn frisbee player on the beach that day. I tell you.
I'm telling you. As his girl just frolicked off into nothing.
It sounds like the 80s. Everything had a razor blade in it.
What'd that
Yeah.
guy say too? Like, for the Molokai police or something like that. Like when he was about to throw it. Do you remember that?
Oh, I don't know what he said. I was too focused on the razor blades.
So for those of you listening that have not watched, perspective check here. Henchman on beach with Uzi and mirrored shades talk shit to surfer guy, our hero that rolls up in it, and they talk shit about how they can't throw frisbees to each other. And hero guy starts throwing a frisbee. He's like, I'm just a thrower, man. I got this. And bad guy says, show me what you got. And they throw a fucking frisbee back and forth. And then all of a sudden in his man purse, as he pulls out the merce. He like sleight of hand pulls out a frisbee with razor blades on the edges, and then hurls it back to Guy, and it slices his hands and apparently cuts his arteries in his neck.
The context is beautiful, and our henchman's also known to, because they got a file on Mr. Shades. He's known to frequent daily, if you will, activities with some babe on the beach of the frisbee toss. Yeah. So he's used to going on the beach, tossing a little frizz with the locals.
I think when they gave that briefing, he says, "I can use that."
Oh, I can use that.
Yes.
Let me make this.
I can use that.
Sweet ass razor blade frizz. That's gonna get him.
That's all the information about this guy I need.
He likes frisbees.
He's immune to blades. No more.
He's not gonna like this one.
How does he send her off to, like, beat it, toots?
He flashes a gun and he throws her frisbee down. And he's like, "Get the hell out of here!"
And he goes, "You got a nice ass."
And she says, "You do too."
Thanks, Pilgrim.
Yeah.
Thanks, guy that just offered to shoot me if I didn't leave. Oh, god damn.
I can't wait for the sequel.
That explains pretty much the entire movie right there. We saved you an hour.
Well, I just hope that either that snake is not dead or it had a mate.
Dude, it fucking got its head blown up by a fucking rocket launcher. It's dead.
It's coming back.
In the
I don't
same
know.
room.
Show me the body.
The body literally fell limp on the floor.
Yeah.
I know how Eddie's movies work.
I will agree with you on this.
Yeah, but that body was still pulsating though. Losing that head and to still have that much mass and girth to it, still pulsing.
Have you ever chopped the head off a snake?
Have you ever seen that much
Yes.
math?
That's how that works.
I'm really hoping that the tourists that we didn't see it kill, that he took the Polaroid of the snake as it attacked. It had sex with one of them and laid a bunch of baby snake eggs that are part human, part snake.
It had plenty of time to lay eggs.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's the follow-up to that.
I don't think it will be, but yes.
Don't
Man,
you bring
Snake
your
Island.
logic? Don't you bring your logic over
I
here?
say, no, that makes too much logical sense to be a
That's
sequel
more logical
to
than anything
this
else
type of
about this movie. That snake fucked some tourists. And
If
got
your
pregnant.
logic doesn't have nipples,
Oh,
leave it alone.
out of context, you just said the phrase, "That snake fucks some tourists." And that's our sequel.
That would make total sense with this film. It's a tiny helicopter. Who's driving it?
In years from now, anybody listening, when after AI is taken over and everything's too damn serious and the world sucks, watch this fucking movie. It's gonna be fan-fucking-tastic. This is gonna be amazing in 10 years.
It just needs a little more time to cook.
It's cooking right now.
Jesus. That's plenty of time on this film. Anybody else want to throw anything else out there?
I mean, RobGilchristBooks.com.
Oh, yes. Yes.
It's a great place to get books.
Oh, speaking of that, that's one of the glorious parts of this movie is he literally pumps his own movies in his movie
Yeah,
posters.
yeah.
It's the movie posters.
does.
Genius move.
And stars himself.
Yeah, he's in his own movie.
Yeah, we're going to have to plaster some Satyrs for Suckers stuff up next time we film.
Yeah.
Get some framed.
Hey,
And we still have one more,
Oh, yeah.
one
we
or
could
two
do it
more.
at your house.
Yeah, we could.
hey,
Take
We
the
just need one to
tides.
put up. Yeah.
speaking of, what do you guys have on the docket right now? What have you guys have been working on? It's your show. What the fuck have you been working on?
Well, we're finishing up. We have like 2 more shots
Yeah, 3 more shots to do for mine.
for the
And then
rental and then edit.
some editing. A lot of editing.
And then we have the Dallas Film Festival we're going to.
Oh, yeah, that's 2 weeks from today.
Oh, yeah. I need to get my new boot goofing going on.
Yep. New boot goofing. It is in Texas.
And then Paradoxal, I'm working with a production company right now to try and get my time travel weird shit movie funded and all that fun stuff. So hopefully that'll be next project after we finish the rental up.
Yeah, I've been reading the script for that. It's good stuff. I
It's
got
gonna
some
be
notes
fun.
for you.
Yeah, I'll take them.
It's good stuff. Now, Eye Popping Productions, RobGilchristBooks.com. What else you got?
I'm working on Saturn Book 3. I just wrote some today.
Oh.
As I was saying, I was excited to write Murdercock again. It had been a long time.
He's a great
It
character.
checks out.
It's just writing the words Murdercock as a name. It just feels right.
In your fist.
Yes.
Your muse.
My muse. I was trying to find a good segue and I'm totally fucked up. Didn't you have some beer designs just come out?
Yeah. So MTV 479. Go down if you're here locally in Northwest Arkansas. Hit up Bentonville Brewery. We've got a partnership going on right now with Pedal It Forward. They're an amazing charity. They build bikes for the community, low cost bikes for those in need, for transportation, everything, kids, schools, you name it. Kenny, you're the man. But every little bit of beer that's sold at Bentonville Brewery goes to the aid of Pedal It Forward. So it's an amazing charity. Kenny's an excellent guy. They've got locations in Bella Vista, and then I think Rogers, and then they just opened a new shop in Springdale, so they're expanding. Like the business is growing. It's awesome. It's all charity work. Good guys. So if you are a beer drinker, like some IPAs, hit up Bentonville Brewery and the surrounding locations here in Northwest Arkansas, and get yourself a MTB 479 IPA.
Hell
It's
yeah.
delicious.
We're also going to have a pop-in party, I think, is what we're going to end up doing for our 100th episode.
Oh,
Because
we're
by the
getting close.
time-
We got about 9 more episodes to go.
78 more episodes to go.
we have 8 to go.
8.
And by the time you listen to this, we'll probably have 5 to go, if my math works out. So I'm going to have to make it work out now.
Yeah.
And then this summer, you'll have Sally's hydration station coming as well. Sally is going to get her Picante license, and we're fixing up a trailer right now so she can go have mobile sodas.
So hot right now.
That's so hot.
All the mixes.
And we'll have more on that
Just for you.
as it gets closer to completion. It'll probably be early June. I think we've taken up enough time with Hard Ticket to Hawaii. That was beautiful. All right, as always, thanks for listening. Share our stuff. We're trying to expand. I mean, we already are huge in Germany and Taiwan. Charlie.
Are we recording?